This call is being recorded.
Today is the 6th of August 2025. Will Berlinghoff is the voice of cosmic awareness and Callista is energizer and questioner. Do you have a message for us, please, awareness?
That this awareness most certainly has a message for one and all. That you are in it. It is happening. The events and circumstances that, while you may not have understood this on a conscious level during your life, is now bearing fruit, is coming to fruition, is coming to a point that the emergence of the energies of the divine are still having to deal with the energies of ones who are clinging to ownership of this world, of the collective that is the human collective. And that things are taking place now, geophysical events, political events, economic events, religious events, events that are of such magnitude that it all seems too much. It all seems as if that which is the darkness is gaining power, gaining strength, gaining control. But this is only a way of looking at it and submitting to the energetics that are taking place, that are causing great fear, turmoil, chaos, mayhem, and that it is up to each of you, to each and every human being indeed, as this awareness sees it, to deal with the situations of their life that present themselves in a way that does not dump you into a garbage pit and does not render you useless and ensnared in the events that are happening outside of yourself. But this is also the way you have been trained and programmed and indoctrinated, so that listening to the news, whether it is on your local mainstream media or online to some group or some individual that is speaking of the events that are happening, which are all events that are happening outside of you, but because you are in this environment, this quote, reality, that it seems as if events are happening that are of such magnitude and so frightening in their aspect of deliverance, of how it is brought forward to you, how it surrounds you, how it engulfs you, that most are being swallowed into the energies that are occurring at this time. This is why it is sometimes difficult to understand what this awareness says to you all the time, of coming from an inner space, coming from that inner connection of your being, that you realize and understand and see that by paying attention overly much to the events and circumstances that are happening to you, that it is so easy to get swallowed up into those energies. And that is why sometimes it is very difficult to understand what this awareness is saying when it is telling you to take care of your own business first, to look into that which are the energies that surround you, to realize that they are from outside of yourself, but do maintain, unfortunately, a way of looking at things and acting things out that is as if the events that are happening outside of yourself cannot be interpreted as such, but are taken literally and absorbed into your being, so that you react to the circumstances and situations that are happening. For example, around the world, very strange weather events are taking place where there is flash floods and there are great storms happening, and that in locations like where Will lives in Calgary in Canada, that the weather is very strange and hardly the usual summer weather that they are used to in this region. Indeed, it has been a very wet, cold, and damp environment over the last weeks, and that many are feeling this because it is part of the energies that are underway at this time. Strange weather events economic events, political events that seem to be forefront for most people. But does this mean that they have to be forefront in you and your experience of the situation that is going down worldwide at this time? And that truly, the way through this is not by being swallowed up and taken in by these energies, but rather to see how it is that these outside energies have the capacity to swallow you up if you let them. And thus, this awareness again says to you, you must be very internal in the situation of what you are projecting and realize that it is so, that you are projecting outwards that which is being force-fed to you by the series of events and circumstances, weather-wise and otherwise, that are taking place at this time. That in this time of great doubt and confusion and chaos and negativity and fear, that you do need very strongly at this time to assert for yourselves that for you, you hold that you are the key and the creator of the experience you are having, and that which is coming from outside of you can be recognized as projections to that which is the external norm that most hold on to as being legitimate and the truth of things when it is not. That is when you need most to say to yourself and to hold within your own understanding of things that you can mitigate the situation that you are experiencing by not being in a place of fear and panic, but rather a positive situation where you put forth that that which you are experiencing is that which you can control or mitigate, as this awareness said a moment ago, and that you hold that all is fine, fantastic, inspired, neutral, and enlightened. And that this is where you come from, that you are holding that that which is happening around you is not the truth of the situation, or maybe a better way of understanding this is only the truth to the degree that you accept it to be the truth of what is happening. And if you believe what they tell you, they being those who are in charge from behind the scenes, that they have some claim on you is what they think they have, that you can deny this, that you can confront this, that you can negate this, and hold instead that despite what is happening, all will be well, all will be fine, because you, a creator being, hold it to be so, and that the events and circumstances that you are experiencing are manufactured because of the intent by certain ones to try to gain back the power and control they once had. Excuse. The truth of the matter, of course, is not so that they have such power, but rather is so that you are the controller of your life, of your reality, of that which supersedes the events that are happening out there. Does this mean they will all go away? No, it does not mean that the events and circumstances will cease and stop and go away. But it means that you will be able to ride through these times of dislocation, these times of drawing down the energies of source, accepting the energies of the divine that are entering into this plane of existence that you are part of. You have chosen to be part of this. You chose this before you ever came into the physical life. You chose this when you were in your spiritual state of being as a way of participating in the grand events that are taking place at this time. And that as you hold it to be that which you are in charge of, that you are fabricating from within your own being in the way you think of it and the way you feel about it, the positive, the information that you can interpret in ways other than what you are being told or how you are being told to interpret these events in the first place. Here you are in the middle of it, with events of magnitude happening around you. And to ask you to put it aside may seem a huge ask, a huge demand on you. But you are the ones that have come to help at this time to go through the events that are happening, the events on all levels, so that you can find truth in that inner standing of your own being, your own spiritual connection, your own way of it. And that way is in line with the source energies. That way makes it possible to move through these interesting times in a way that gives you a degree of stability, even with events happening. And as you hold a positive frame of mind, you will find it easier to negotiate these troubled times, these interesting times. And as this proceeds, it will get easier for each of you to hold within your own being that you are here because you have chosen to be here. You are here because it is part of your destiny to be here, because it is that which is in alignment with the source energies themselves and itself. And so it is that at this time of great magnitude, these are magnificent times of great magnitude, that you will find it easier to go through that which is presenting itself than just submitting into fear and into confusion and chaos because of the energies that are out there. These are energies that are extreme for sure, but they can also be that which is the great opportunity of source itself presenting itself to you. And it becomes an individual task, not necessarily a collective task or a collective function that is taking place that has ensnared you and trapped you and brought you into it, but rather that which presents itself so that you can stand up strong and true and bold and courageously. I am the I am that I am. Noting that you are of the high spiritual energies and that you are awakening more and more each and every day as you hold it to be the destiny that you have chosen for yourself, the purpose that you came with, to be a conduit for those energies of the divine source that will bring you through these troubled times, these interesting times. So have heart, have faith, hold the truth that you are of the divine source itself, and that in your reality, as you observe that which is happening around you, that you are not suckered in and drawn in to that which is a lie, that which is a deceit, that you have no power, that you have no capacity or way at all of coming through these times in a holy way, in a way that removes you from the energetics that are out there, or at least allows you to be neutral, sacred neutral, of course, to the events and circumstances that are unfolding. You contain the answer of how to be in these times by choosing not to be engulfed and ensnared and swallowed up by it all, but rather to be the observer to what is happening around you and outside of yourself, so that you can say, that's interesting, I wonder what's coming next. And whatever is coming next, I hold that it is of the source energies of the divine spirit that is exhibiting itself in these times, and that I have the capacity to be here now and to be part of these changing times, holding that the change, the awakening, the birth of source and spirit is taking place, and it counteracts that which the press, the newspapers, the media, the many sources there are that are trying to tell you that these are hard times, horrible times, dangerous times, that which they are saying out there is not your truth, is not that which you are choosing to fall into and to be swallowed up by. That this awareness says to each of you that you are the one you have been waiting for. You are part of the Great Spirit exhibiting itself and expressing itself in these times, and that these times are the times you have come to be part of. So as these events that are occurring and the energies of these events are spewing out everywhere, hold it to be so that this is merely that which is the challenge of these times for you to get through, and that you choose to be internal, and that you choose to hold to the energies of the divine source itself as they come forth at this time, and that you are in control of that which is your life, your destiny. These are the times you have been waiting for. You are the ones that you are waiting for. And that is how it is. And it is so now. That this awareness sends its light to guide you, its love to support you, its courage to hold you up and hold you fast as you go through these interesting times. It is the blessing of this awareness, and so it is now.